All right, let's do this. On October 10th, 2024, at approximately 3:20 a.m., Japanese artist and also creator of Pop Team Epic released a drawing of Marina from hit video games Splatoon 2 and 3. Now, in this art, noticeably, her skin tone is incredibly light compared to her complexion in games. Now, this shit started a fucking race war. I mean this in the most unironic sense. There's dead ass a race war going around on Twitter. From this original post, you had two sides of the community. You had people attacking them for Marina's skin color being way too light, and you also had a real supportive section of the community that felt as if that he should not have to pander to these Western individuals, right? And I'm kind of in the middle with all this shit. You can see. To look at a couple of examples, the most notable one is, oh my god, they whitewash Obama, right? And you would have a fair point if Marina was an individual of a lot lighter complexion, but buddy, she has melanin. She has melanin. I don't know. I see this point brought up by creators like Asmongold, and it's like, hey buddy, if you had dark friends, you would know that there gets to a certain point where you wouldn't be able to grab a color picker tool and get an incredibly light skin tone off of a dark individual such as Marina.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I saw, right? It's like it depends on the lighting and the character's color. Like, you guys know this. Like, if you know anybody with like dark skin, you know the different lighting. Sometimes, and this is especially true with people that are like Asian, who like basically go outside. In a lot of types of lighting, they look like white people, and then other lighting, they look like they have darker skin, like Asians usually do. Like, that's what happens. And so it's what's really funny to me about this all the time is that in a lot of times where people do this, what they end up doing is they end up self-reporting that you actually don't have any friends that have dark skin tones, and you're just doing this to be performative to find something to complain about. Because if you did, you'd know that this is a natural outcome of lighting.
Right. So this whole point of, oh my god, they whitewash Obama is even crazy as fuck, because it is not applicable to the situation in any way, shape, or form. Now, on that note, you also have people who are going to come out of the woodwork and be contrarian and support the original artist in maintaining the original skin color. Along with that, we have this infamous tweet. These are all primarily black edits of anime characters that people use to kind of, I guess, that people use, you know, out of their own fun. I've rocked a black anime edit for a little bit before I ultimately decide to get rid of it, because it's not worth having the attention brought to myself and having people use that against me in an argument. But if you translate this tweet, it's, don't worry, they're doing it too, attempting to argue that, hey, if blackwashing is a thing, or if whitewashing is a thing, then okay, blackwashing is a thing, and you shouldn't be able to do that, right? Along with that, now this art in particular, I love the art, but it makes me a little bit upset because it is really insensitive in a lot of ways, because when I look at an issue like a nigga person posting a drawing without taking into account of any coloring issues or whatever, right, to immediately jump to the assumption that an individual is racist, along with the fact that, hey, damn, we need to kill this guy, right? And on one hand, I understand the joke of it, but a lot of discourse online, and especially within the English language, sarcasm is really hard to detect, so this could easily be misinterpreted as you advocating for someone to fucking die. And if that's what you were doing, stand on business. They later go down in the threads, I'm not looking for the fucking tweet because I don't care that much, to basically say, oh, but I put in Minecraft on here. Now, everyone knows if you put in Minecraft on some shit, that's usually just a catch to, hey, I didn't really mean it like that. Ooh, my fault, OG, my original gangster, right? And to double down more, you had Alice Peralta, I think I'm saying her name right, the JP, I guess kind of VA for Marina, who does a lot of the songs. She came out and she was like, hey, it's like, they can say whatever about skin color, cute is cute, and if it's gorgeous, it's gorgeous. And girl, octopuses can mimic color, not the point. Oh, and FYI, I'm a mix latte color. I don't know what the fuck she mean by the rest of that, but however, interestingly enough, when she mentions that octolings can change color within the lore of Splatoon, they can in fact change color, but that usually refers to the color of their squid or like octoling form, and along with their hair and shit, right? So yes, they can change color, but the issue is it's only like their hair and shit. It usually doesn't refer to their skin tones. And in fact, as far as I understand, there has never been a case in game where it has been related to skin tone. But I like but to be completely honest, if I was to ever take any voice actor's words and like as confirmation for the franchise, I would have had to fucking jump off a bridge 3 times over. I remember the infamous comment where Krillin's VA was like, yeah, he could dog walk the entire Marvel universe. That boy be lucky to make it past motherfucker Thor, bro. He ain't even Thor level, bro. Come on, he probably get packed by Cosmic Universe Spider-Man, but that's a versus debate type shit. And there's two sides of this, because a lot of people will bring up that, hey, in original art that made by the dev team behind Splatoon, Marina's color and complexion is noticeably lighter. And it's not like you can just whisk that away. If you feel like it's wrong, it is what it is, because at the end of the day, the individual team behind the game are choosing to draw her like that. Now, as an African American individual, this shit is stupid, bro. Like, deadass. I believe literally like almost 12 hours later, they BK Dub, the creator Pop Team Epic, later went back and added in an apology saying that I received response to this is racism against black people because the character's skin is depicted as lighter than the original work. I also believe that if Ida was human, he would be black. Sorry, my coloring skills are poor, so it's not accurate. Right, and on one hand, you see the people bringing up the eyedropper tool, which is a fair point to make, but I personally think going to the extent of taking people's art and editing it is low-key crazy as fuck, and I think it's kind of disrespectful, even if it's something you don't agree with, and especially because of the apology where he kind of outlines that there is no racial intent behind Marina being lighter. It's like, hey, you accomplished your goal. You got them to acknowledge that what they did was wrong and could be perceived as racist, and you go about your fucking day. And to, I guess, kind of talk about the vitriol and shit, you can't really police what other people draw. That's something I had to learn a long time ago, is that trying to waste your time and breath on here to fight people for the way they draw certain characters is a waste of fucking time. Because at the end of the day, harassing niggas off of a platform over a fucking color shade is low-key crazy as hell, and it is completely unnecessary and does not help to solve the bigger picture at all. When you do certain things like this and advocate for, hey, we need to kill this dude, or hey, we need to get this dude out of here, oh, this dude's racist, all you're doing is endlessly harassing someone to eventually either A, stop drawing, B, build a resentment and hatred towards all of you for being completely fucking rude and an asshole about it, or C, they're gonna go down the route of just drawing intentionally to piss people off, and all you're doing is filling a fucking algorithm, because everyone knows Twitter is built off of toxicity. Your post interactions, all that, when you continuously choose to engage in topics like this and this discourse, especially with people who you know are not going to believe you in any way, shape, or form, people who exist to only be contrarian, you're not helping anything. All you're doing is making shit worse for everybody around you. Deadass. As a African American individual, I don't care. That's like, I know you're gonna make the argument, okay, why did you make a whole video about it? But that's because this channel exists for me to talk about the shit. Yeah, this event, bitch. I don't know what you thought you were subscribing to, bro. You subscribing so you can hear me talk, fuck nigga. Anyways, back to that original point. I really think that all this shit is completely unnecessary, and you're fighting a losing battle anytime you want to attempt to argue that an artist should change how they draw certain things, right? And I know you're like, oh, but it's so easy. Yeah, it really is to properly it's easy to fact check and make sure you have the proper complexion, among other things, but understand that you are going to set yourself up to be open to attack from people who don't believe in your same ideologies, right? And in my opinion, as I've grown older, I realize that you can't really entertain and poke the bear and fight with these individuals on the timeline. I think there's better issues and better ways you could advocate and show support for issues like colorism and stuff like that isn't just hopping on the timeline and bitching at an artist, because all you're doing is literally nothing. It is like the fullest extent of fake activism, in my personal opinion. You're accomplishing nothing besides virtue signaling and be like, hey guys, look at me, I'm cool as fuck. But I don't know, that's how I feel about the whole shit. Personally, I'm sick of seeing this shit, and I'm sick of the discourse. The biggest thing to come out of this is I don't entirely know if these individuals are completely Japanese, just off the fact they're speaking Japanese the same way someone speaking Spanish shouldn't be assumed to be Mexican. But I to read a whole tweet and seeing the N-word hard R in the middle of it was kind of hilarious. And all I could really do is laugh at this shit from a distance, be like, hey, it is what it is. Because at the end of the day, yes, Marina is a black individual. Let's not get that twisted. Marina is fucking black. End of discussion. But when you have official art of the franchise that depicts Marina with an incredibly light skin tone that could be confused for being pale skin, that falls onto the fault of the developers and the art team. I hate to break it to you, buddy. If it's not even consistent within the house, how can you expect individuals online to be consistent? But that's all I really gotta say on this topic. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I dead ass don't give a fuck. I'm tired of seeing this shit on my timeline, and I'm tired of this happening every year with a bunch of people jumping at artists and harassing them off the platform, accomplishing literally nothing. Because at the end of the day, I hate to break it to you people, but we are on Twitter that is owned by Elon Musk that has seen an incredible increase in right-wing ideologies. And that's not me shaming them, that's just me and trying to poke fingers and shit. Some people see that as a good thing, some people see it as a bad thing. In my personal opinion, ever since Elon took over the platform, everything became harder to discuss and more annoying and more based off vitriol. But that's my completely apolitical, unbiased opinion on the situation. To a certain extent, I sympathize with the dude who made the original art, because you shouldn't have people tell you that you need to go kill yourself over a fucking drawing, dog. It's really not that serious, especially when it's not like you drawing some shit that is illegal, right? You made it oopsie whoopsie, and then you move on with life. But now they're probably gonna deal with this for a long time, and the people involved are gonna have to deal with this for a long time, because people love to go back and forth on hot topics like this. And I don't know, there's a much wider issue at hand that you can deal in the xenophobia and all that shit, but it's like, dog, I just don't care. As an individual, African American individual with melanin in their skin, I have the, I guess, authority and the minority voice on this topic, and my personal opinion is there is way better shit y'all could be doing right now instead of going back and forth on this stupid ass topic. But that's how I feel about it. You can like if you want, you don't have to. And I know this comment section gonna be hot dookie butter garbage, but I don't know. It is what it is. I'm tired of one, this shit. Two, I'm just tired in general. It's like the meme, I'm tired, Grandpa. Well, that's too damn bad. But get me the fuck out of here. Yeah.